Today we are going to talk all about everything that you need to know before you book a cruise to Alaska, because there are some things that people don't know before they book their cruise, especially people who have never been before or who have only been there on one cruise line before. We're also going to talk about Starlink, and I've got updates for you from the Port of Seattle, and also what if the port that you are sailing out of, you're looking for a hotel and they all say sold out. What are we going to do? So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start off by inviting you to come with us this evening. We're going to do our live. It's always at 9 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights, and we'd love to have you with us. We're going to talk about lots of things, and we've decided we are going to do a group cruise to Alaska next year, and we'll tell you all about it, and I'm going to tell you all about it towards the end of my conversation about Alaska in this video. So stay tuned to hear about our group cruise to Alaska in 2024. And then we're also going to talk about a girlfriend cruise. I'm thinking we're going to do a couple of them, but I've got my eye on one and want to see what you all think. So come and join us tonight. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I'd like to invite you to do that, be part of our Let's Go family, and we need to have you with us. So let's go ahead and get started with everything else. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Monday and it is June 12th of 2023. So let's start at the top with Starlink. So first of all, Starlink, as you are all aware, lots and lots of ships on different cruise lines are getting Starlink. And it seems like it is really helping as far as having a better internet experience across the board. Some areas have always had better internet than other areas, just simply because of where they're located and how they're trying to get that internet from the satellites. But Starlink has really made a big difference, we have noticed, in the ships that we have been on. Now still, when you go way far north to Alaska, of course you're going to have worse internet than you are in the Caribbean, for example, or when you're down closer to Seattle, down further like that, of course the internet is going to get better. But overall, it's a game changer. So I thought you would like to know that one of our Let's Go family members let us know, who is in the know, that 12 of the 15 Princess ships have Starlink now. I also heard from a Let's Go family member who is sailing on the Island Princess now that we will be embarking on July 12th to go to Scotland and Iceland. That ship is supposed to have Starlink any day now. So I am really excited to try it out, and I hope it works well. Now, they did say that when they were down closer to Scotland, that the Wi-Fi was really good, but when they were up closer to in Iceland, that they could just look at their email. They were having a hard time streaming videos, doing other things like that. So that gives us an idea of what we might be up against, but I'll be really glad, hopefully in the ports we'll have phone service and that I'll be able to do everything that I like to be able to do while I'm on a cruise. I'm counting on that, and I'm also counting on the Wi-Fi being good enough to make those Wi-Fi phone calls, because we have made Wi-Fi phone calls all over the world until we were just on Holland America. Even when we were sailing in Antarctica, we were able to make Wi-Fi phone calls, so that should save the day for us. Now, so in addition to that Starlink update, we had a Let's Go family member comment, and I think that this is maybe information that will be really helpful for all of us, because they are going to be sailing out of Galveston. So this applies to all the ports when you think about it. They're going to be sailing out of Galveston not until more than 12 months from now. And all of the hotels that they're looking for in that port area don't have any availability. They either say sold out. What she had looked at said sold out. So that led Gordon and I to look. So I had him look at a bunch of hotels, and indeed some of them show sold out, but there are a whole lot of hotels that their availability has not been released yet. A lot of hotels will have their availability, their hotel rooms become available to book about 12 months out, but some of them don't until much closer, 6 months out. So if you are looking, and the port that you are looking for, and it's still quite a ways until you sail, definitely just keep your eye out and look a lot more close to 1 year from when you're going to sail. And then as it gets closer and closer, hopefully more hotels will release their hotel rooms. So just wanted to give you that heads up because I kind of panicked on their behalf when I looked at that. Then I looked at their sail date and realized we are more than a year out. And I thought, I bet you that there's a lot that haven't released yet. So just be aware that that's how they do it. And the same thing for looking at airfare. Airfare generally comes available just under a year out from when you're going to be flying. And so if you're looking at airfare for like our Star Princess cruise in August of 2025, of course it's not going to be available. And you can look and see what it is this year, which is, my goodness, expensive. But at the same time, I want you to think about where we are with airfare this year. This year, I'm hoping will be a little bit of an outlier. Of course, we've got those increased fuel costs, but we also have the huge demand from travel. Remember that 2023 is the year that finally everything is back with travel after COVID. I know that seems a long time after COVID was done, but last year in 2022, we still had, with cruising, we still had a lot of people not cruising yet because there was the vaccine requirement or a testing requirement, and then some of that went away. For in large part, it wasn't until the fall of last year that a lot of that went away. And now you have this year that with airlines, the prices are up because there is such a strong demand. So I am hoping that by the time we hit 2024, 2025, a little of that will go away. Of course, we have no idea of knowing. I don't know if the demand is going to remain that strong or if we'll see a little bit of a respite in prices. You never know what the economy is going to do to impact that. There's a lot of things that can change it. So just be aware that they're not going to release those flight prices until you're within a year there. Wanted to make sure you are all aware of that. Now, I feel like we need to talk about Alaska some more. I talk about Alaska a lot. I enjoy Alaska a lot. But there is something else. You know what? Before I do that, this is really important. And it just came to my mind. So I noticed that the other day someone put a comment under one of my videos and said, "What are you doing here talking about Holland America? Because you enjoy Princess so much." To make it perfectly clear, if it wasn't already, I don't work for Princess. I've cruised the most on Princess, really enjoy going on Princess. But at the same time, I have not cruised as much on Holland America and Celebrity, but I love both of those cruise lines. To me, if you enjoy Celebrity, you're going to really enjoy Princess and Holland America. If you really enjoy Holland America, I think you'll thoroughly enjoy Princess and Celebrity quite a bit. Those two are a little bit overall. Holland America is quieter. So if you really like that very quiet experience, maybe just stay on Holland America. Not that the other two are rowdy at all. Just wanted to tell you that. But truly, if you enjoy going on Princess, you're going to really enjoy Holland America and Celebrity. So I wanted to make that really clear. As I do this longer, I am going to try more cruise lines. I'm working on that. At the same time, I do really enjoy Princess, but wanted to make that clear that I really enjoy the others as well. And I want more people to join us that cruise predominantly on those other cruise lines as well, because that will enrich our group. It'll give us more experience to draw upon. And I just really look forward to welcoming everyone here, no matter what cruise line they enjoy. And even if you have never been on a cruise, we are delighted to have you with us, and it will help you decide if you ever want to go on a cruise or not. And if you go, you will surely know everything that you need to know to have a wonderful time. Alrighty, back to Alaska. So first of all, one thing that I want to let you know is Holland America has just barely announced that they are going to even further enrich their onboard experience for the rest of the cruises to Alaska this year. It's a story that was reported by Cruise News dated June 11th, so it was just dated yesterday. So as we have been on Holland America, both when I went last year on the Koningsdam and this year on the Eurodam with our group, I think Holland America is remarkable for Alaska, and I really want you to keep listening to me if you are going to book a cruise to Alaska. This is really important. But Holland America and Princess both do a really good job of having the enrichment on board. They have a naturalist / wildlife expert on board that will be out there on deck with you to help you spot the animals, tell you what you're looking at. If you say, "Oh my goodness, look at that big bird," they can tell you what it is. And often, like if the whale is way far over there, and with our limited knowledge, I don't know what kind of whale it is, they can tell us what kind of a whale it is. They have eyes trained to spot things on the shore. It's really enjoyable. It's a really special experience. So they'll have those wildlife experts. They'll have the lectures and the presentations that you can go to learn a lot more about what you're looking at and the history, all of these things. And then they also have cuisine from that region, and they'll have beer and drinks that go with that. And so a couple of the things that I wanted to make sure you know about if you are going on Holland America, and I don't know if I missed it, if it was available. And once you get on board a ship and you're so busy, especially I would say to Alaska, you are so busy trying to go to all the programs, trying to, at least we do, we try to go to all the programs, we try to go be out on deck when the wildlife expert's out there, and we were able to do that a few times, and all of these things, you just get really busy, and then you put the ports on top of that. There's not enough time to do everything you want to do. But they have a brunch, an Alaska brunch that they run at least once, and like I said, we missed that one. But it has, it says it's influenced by local Alaskan and Pacific Northwest ingredients. It includes Alaskan blueberry pancakes, salmon and potato chowder, wild forest mushroom, and tarragon crepes, and more, or crepes, however you say that. So we totally missed that. But the salmon bake, they had that in the buffet the night we were in Juneau. They had like 4 different, like salmon seasoned, I think 4 or 5 different ways, a lot. And I chose the one that had dill on it. It was really good. Gordon had a little sampling of each one, and he thought that they were all really good. They include Alaska, like I think I mentioned, Alaskan beers. They just do all of these things to go out of their way to have special things. They had something called a seafood boil. That cost extra, but you could go to that and enjoy that if you wanted to. But here's what I want you to think about when you're booking a cruise to Alaska, and some things that I think is really important to think about so that you get the experience you're looking for. And it doesn't mean that I think one experience is the best and the other one is wrong. No, I just want you to get what it is that you're hoping for when you go. Now, I have been to Alaska on Holland America and Princess, and truly, and the reason why is because Holland America and Princess are Alaska. And I don't work for either one of them. Don't get a penny for saying that. But truly, Holland America, I think this is their 76th year going to Alaska, and Princess, is this their 40th, somewhere around there, of them going to Alaska. So they have been going there and going there and going there. Alaska to Holland America and Princess is all about the experience, all about your experience in the ports while you're on board. It's very immersive, and they're really good at it, actually. They really are. And so to me, Alaska and Holland America, going to Alaska for our Princess and Holland America really is very important. It's very vital. They put so many ships up there. Their success is very vital to, like, how the Alaska season goes impacts their whole year. But if you think, we've also got Norwegian, we've got Royal Caribbean, and we have Carnival sailing up there as well, along with Cunard. And we also have like Silver Seas, some of the smaller luxury cruise lines going. But what I want you to think about is kind of step back and think in your mind the experience that you want. If you want to go to Alaska and you kind of look at it like, I want to see Alaska, but I want it to be more, wouldn't say you want it to be more like a Caribbean cruise, but Princess and Holland America do Alaska. Royal Caribbean and Norwegian for the most part, and Carnival, it's like, well, we go to the Caribbean, we go to the Mediterranean, and we go to Alaska too. And so they don't have quite the specialized immersive experience on board that you are going to have on board, and same with Celebrity, that you are going to have on board with Holland America or Princess. And it's not right or wrong, it's just a little bit different. The other thing, pay attention to your itinerary and what you want to see when you are in Alaska. I know that Norwegian has some cruises that do go to Glacier Bay, but predominantly most of theirs and all of the ones for Royal Caribbean and for Carnival don't go to Glacier Bay. That's not bad. It's just not going to Glacier Bay. So, but they do go see other glaciers. So really pay attention when you're booking your cruise to the itinerary. That doesn't mean there won't be changes. As you all know, our itinerary on Holland America was changed. and they took Glacier Bay off. But when you're booking your cruise, really look closely at what you're going to see, and really look closely at how many sea days you're going to have and how many other ports you're going to go to, because that is huge. Okay, so pay attention to that. Another thing I want you to look at when you're booking your Alaska cruise is the time that you're going to be in port. That is another really important factor. And do your research. See where those ships are going to dock. Like, for example, I'm always telling people that when you are on Norwegian and you're in Ketchikan, Holland American Princess dock right downtown there. When your Norwegian's port is down the road, it requires a shuttle to get there. So they have shorter port times, and you're going to have to take a shuttle to get back and forth, which is going to eat up some of your time. So really look at everything that is involved with that. Like in Juneau, I know this isn't that big of a deal. So when you think of docking in Juneau, your Holland American, your Princess are right there. Celebrity is on the dock that's the furthest down. You're going to have to walk. The same with Norwegian, the same with Royal Caribbean. So that's not a deal breaker by any means. You're still there right there on the dock. It's just further away, but you don't have to take a shuttle. You don't have to take a shuttle, but really pay attention to what's available. Another really important thing I want you to check out are the excursions. So on all of the cruise lines, you can go look at the excursions that are offered in ports, even if you don't have a cruise booked. You can't book an excursion, but you can go ahead and just look at excursions, select the port that you want to know about, and it'll pull up. Look and see if what you want to do is on that list. Okay? If you're going and you're choosing your cruise line because of your budget, that's amazing. Like if it's between going on a less expensive cruise and going to Alaska or staying home, my goodness, just go. But at the same time, look and see what the excursions that are offered. And if you really can't see what you want offered, take a look at how long you've got in port and see if you can have enough time to see what you want on TripAdvisor or Viator. But be careful with the time, and I always add the caveat that the cruise lines wait for you if you're on one of their excursions. We have done lots of excursions with private providers, and we have never missed a ship. And as an outlier, I'm just going to say it. You're in Alaska. Heaven forbid you should miss a port. You're still in the United States, and you'll be able to get to your next port. Okay, it might cost money. It will cost money to be able to get there. Like if you miss your ship in Juneau, you have to fly to get to where you're going to go, and you might be late catching the ship because you have to go by when the flights are going. But you're not lost. You're not doomed to be there forever. So wanted to point that out. I've been thinking that with our Iceland cruise because the excursions are so expensive. I was like, gosh, maybe we should look for see what there is offered by a private provider that would be less. And I think while we're in Iceland, we could fly to the next Iceland port. Anyway, so just kind of think of the worst thing that could happen and if you can manage it or not with booking those excursions. So when you think of that, that's everything I think that is most important. The other thing is when you are booking your cruise, pay attention to the port that you sail from and that you return to, and take a look at those flights before you book your cruise so that you can be aware of what costs more. Gordon and I have done the Anchorage to Vancouver, so we had to fly into Anchorage and then fly home from Vancouver, and you know what? That does cost more. It always costs more, usually, to fly into one airport and out of another on a ticket. Be aware of that. It's less expensive if you're coming from the United States to fly into Seattle than it is to fly to Vancouver. And the hotels in Seattle there, if you want to stay close to the airport or even downtown, as a general rule, a lot of them, not always, but the ones right by the airport are generally more affordable than the ones closer to the Vancouver airport, so in US dollars. So just kind of think of those things so that when you make your choice, you are making an informed choice rather than booking something and getting on it and finding it's not what you had hoped for. So if you have any questions about that, you are really welcome to put them in the comments. And if I didn't add some things that you have thought of, please put those in the comments as well, because that's really important. And then along with that, Gordon and I, we have had so many questions about doing a group cruise to Alaska next year that we went ahead and decided to schedule one. So next year on the Discovery Princess, sailing for 7 days round trip from Seattle, we are going to do a 7-day cruise. on Princess, and we are going to go to Juneau, Skagway, and Ketchikan, and we're going to go to Glacier Bay. So we'd love to have you join us if you would like to come. If you want to come, send me an email at letsgotraveltips@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you. I am really excited about it. We had the best time this year with our group, and I hope that a few more of you can come with us next year. The fun thing is like we did Holland America last year, we made it to Sitka last year, we made it this year, sorry. This year we did the Holland America, we got to Sitka, and we got to Hubbard Glacier. So that is why I chose for next year to be on Princess. And we're going to go to the Glacier Bay and Skagway, because I really miss Skagway this year. We didn't get to go on the train ride, love that train ride, or see anything else there in Skagway. So we'll look forward to that for next year, and we hope that you can come with us. Now, if you have, and then we've got an update from Seattle. This is actually really helpful. So one of our Let's Go family members who was with us on that group cruise, she tried this out and it worked perfectly. So there is a service, and it is free. It's called Spot Saver, and Gordon will put the link for that website underneath this video. And what you do is you go on there, you fill out the form, and you can request a time to go through TSA PreCheck. You clearly have to have TSA PreCheck. You have to already be signed up for that service. But if you've got it, you put in the time, and what you just walk up to them and say, I'm here with an appointment, and they take you right through. You don't have to wait in the long line. Especially if you happen to be there and the line is really long, they simply take you through the door. You're in the line for security, and you don't have to wait. To me, that's priceless, and it's free. So, she said it worked perfectly smoothly for her there at SeaTac. They also did the port valet, where you put your suitcase out there of your cabin the night before. They take it, and then you see it at your home baggage claim. Worked perfectly smoothly. They got home, there were their bags right there. They didn't have to worry about them at all. And they actually did the hop on, hop off bus at the end of right after they disembarked the ship, because their flight wasn't until a little bit later. They said it worked perfectly. So I hope that this helps you. I chose round trip out of Seattle for our group cruise because I love Seattle. It's no hassle. It works really smoothly. Now they've got that port valet available. We've got the Spot Saver we can do next year. And like I said, it is cheaper to fly in and out than it is out of Vancouver. So that's what we're going to do next year. We'll see what we do the following year. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments. And you know what? If you haven't subscribed yet, today's got to be the day. We need to have you with us. And please do subscribe. We really appreciate that support. It really helps our channel out. And if you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? And I will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.